If you're thinking about making a move for your retirement, there are three big things that you really are going to want to think about. The first thing, obviously, is where are you going to live? The second thing is, what about healthcare? And then the third thing that you really need to consider is, what's the airport situation where you're looking at living? When you're evaluating multiple cities and multiple states, those are the things I want you to be thinking about. So some of the best options for a lot of you guys might be inside of a 55 plus community. Others of you want to be out in the regular world. You don't need all those bells and whistles. But bottom line, we've got something for everyone. So when we think about 55 plus communities, you are going to see prices starting just under $200,000 for small condos in Sun City, and going up into the multi-millions in some of our really fancy community offerings. Now, in some of those communities where there's a $2 million home, you can also find one for $350,000. So don't panic yet. But if you are thinking, gosh, I want a different kind of lifestyle, and I'll do a separate video all about this because I see it a trend. People are choosing a smaller retirement home in or out of a 55 plus community, and then they're traveling in the summertime. It's kind of a different kind of snowbird situation, but they're traveling in the summertime or part of the winter. Their home serves as really just a home base for them, and they're in and out doing all kinds of fun things. That might be a good option in a 55 plus with one of our villa homes, which might start in the low 300s and go on up. They have some at Pebble Creek now, over $1 million, that are pretty darn awesome. But there is a wide variety of ranges and sizes for a lot of you. Now, if you're the kind of person who thinks you want to host large family gatherings or you're super into entertaining, then you're going to need a bigger floor plan or model, which is going to allow you the spaces to do that. Now, what I do want to say, though, is newsflash, your kids are not coming as much as you think or as much as you would like. Mine don't show up that often, and I certainly have not planned my housing choice around them, but you do what makes you happy. But I can tell you this is why we see a lot of downsizing from people that have already bought in a community. But anyway, if that's your lifestyle, there are going to be some great options inside a 55 plus community. Maybe you want a resort style home on the golf course. We can make that happen with a pool and all kinds of things. And you're going to get into the upper price ranges though, over $1 million, but it can be done and they are gorgeous. Now, I just realized I'm wearing these glasses. I don't think I've worn these before. These ones are new. Tell me what you think. If you love them, if you hate them, leave me a comment about my goopy glasses. I have to have them to see these days, and you guys know you wear them too, so don't act like you don't. If you want to retire in Arizona and you don't necessarily want to be in a 55 plus community, maybe you might want to be near a lot of restaurants, cool shopping, nightlife. Although I go to bed at 8, so I don't know what time you would go to bed, but maybe day life. Let's call it that. You might like Old Town Scottsdale. Perfect place with a lot of stuff going on. If you're a person that wants 4 seasons, maybe Flagstaff or Payson or some of our other mountain town destinations might kind of fill that square, give you 4 different seasons. If you like the Wild West atmosphere, maybe Carefree or Cave Creek. Today, we're at Carefree filming, so you can get a little bit of the flavor of how things look up here. It's cool. Those are great options for a lot of people. A little more pricey than some of our 55 plus communities, but for a lot of you, price isn't your issue. You're looking for quality of life, things to do, nightlife, that kind of thing. So keep that in mind. Bottom line is, in retirement housing, we have something for everyone. No matter your lifestyle, no matter your interest, Arizona has great housing options for your retirement years. Now, the next critical phase of your retirement planning process is going to be healthcare. When you're analyzing different towns and different states, you've got to think about healthcare. We all may be healthy today, but we don't know what's coming, unfortunately. And we're just going to need more care even when we are healthy. It's like taking your car in for, a routine oil change. You're going to need health care as you age. Now, in Arizona, Phoenix, and Tucson, but more so in the Phoenix Valley area, we literally have health care on every corner. There are major hospitals fighting each other for space to build a new hospital because, as we all know, healthcare is big, big business, and one network doesn't want to let the other network get a leg up on them. So you're going to have great choices for hospitals, but what most of us need day to day is simple things like primary care. If you get into one of the big health networks here, that would be Honor Health, Banner Health, Abrazo, and then there are some other assorted ones around. And of course, we cannot forget Mayo Clinic, but they don't really do primary care, so set that aside for now. When you are planning a move, you will want to research where are these networks in relation to where you might want to live, and maybe have your primary care physician or your specialty care team refer you into a network so that it is quicker and easier getting established, and they've got all your x-rays, they've got all your labs and all of that stuff if you're somebody who uses specialty care. Primary care, I recommend as soon as you move here and you unpack some of your boxes, don't wait until all of the boxes, because if you're like me, that could be years. But as soon as you kind of find your kitchen stuff and your laptop, what I want you to do is get plugged into a health network. Make an appointment on their website to be seen by the primary care team in your area. You do not want to wait until the day when, you've got, COVID symptoms or a terrible sore throat or something, or a sinus infection. They're not going to be able to get you in that day. Most primary care systems will refer you to an urgent care. But you want to be seen, you want to become established in the healthcare network. That might take you 30 days or so. Sometimes it can be quicker depending on what part of town or what network you're in. But then you'll have access to all of their specialty care. So when you've got your primary care physician and you're having chest pain symptoms, they can easily get you into their cardiology clinic, and you're already in the network versus somebody coming in from the outside. So that is a big thing to do at the very, very beginning. Now, the other key piece of this pie there I go again with the pie, not having any today, but you know how I like pie. The other piece of this pie is that you're going to need to check into your health insurance to make sure that you're covered in Arizona. A lot of you might be on some sort of a state plan or an employer plan that only works in your state. So you need to be researching that before you retire, before you make a move, so that you can make the appropriate adjustments to your health insurance, or if you're of Medicare age, to your health insurance supplement. That is critical. And the insurance plan that you're on will certainly dictate where you can go for care. So taking care of all these little details while you're researching, while you're watching YouTube, is going to be a big thing that I think is very important. And I know a lot of people forget. You're really wrapped up in a lot of the other research, but you forget about healthcare and health insurance. So please, please be sure to check into that. Now, once you get here and you need referrals, I've got people. I've got a great dentist. I've got dermatology. I've got all of that stuff. An eye doctor. Just as an example, I went on my eye doctor's website the other day. Gosh, it might have been Wednesday. I chose an appointment for Monday. I could have come Friday, but Monday worked for me. So it was almost instant that I could be seen. It's not like a 3-month wait like it might be in some cities. So all healthcare here in Arizona is readily available, and you really can shop and compare, check reviews, talk to people in your neighborhood, see what they're doing, and that way you can make the very best choice. Now, one thing you need to think about is once you move here and you are unpacked and you're settled, guess what? everybody you ever knew is going to want to come for a visit to see your new Arizona home. What does that require? It's going to require you going to the airport to pick them up. If we're talking about our kids and family members, again, kids are going to not put us as a priority, so we need to make it easy. Choosing a community in a city that has good airport connections is a must. If they have to take a bunch of little planes and they've got small kids, they're not going to want to do that. So you are going to want to think about and do a little airport research before you make your move. We have two major airports in Arizona. That is going to be Tucson International Airport and the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. Now, both have great carriers that come there, all the big ones, United, American, Delta, Southwest, all of those. And then some assorted smaller carriers that you can choose from. But if you're somebody who is a travel bug, and you guys, if you know me, you know I am a travel bug. I like to go, go, go. That might make your choice depending on where you like to travel. If you're in Tucson, those are mostly going to be nonstops to a U.S. destination, and then you'll connect to go international. If you are in Phoenix, guess what? You've got multiple nonstops every day to lots of international destinations, including my favorite flight, straight to London, British Airways, right out of Sky Harbor. You leave at about 8:30 at night, you get to England the next day, and you never had to deal with connections or any of that stuff. There are also some nonstop flights to Germany, and there's a new Paris flight coming on, I think, pretty soon, if it hasn't already started. But that is going to open up a lot of other opportunities for us to travel quickly and easily. So the airport situation is key. One thing you can do to research, this is what I do, go online, go to that airline's website, do a little search of your current town, or let's say where your adult kids live, and see how easy it would be to get to either Tucson or Phoenix to see you. If it's going to take 4 flights, then maybe one or the other is not going to be the best option. But if it's you that is going to do all the traveling, do the same thing. Plug in some of your favorite places that you like to go and see what that flight situation is going out on your trip, and then, of course, coming home. One thing I do want to tell you that's kind of cool, in all of the 55-plus communities, there's always a list of drivers for the airport. So if you have a 4 a.m. flight, you're not going to have to pay an Uber guy to come and pick you up. And I don't really want to ride with a stranger at 4 a.m. And then there's the issue of him coming inside my gate and all of that. You can go on your community Facebook page or on your HOA owner's website, and you can look for the list of airport drivers. I think that's amazing. They'll take you. They'll pick you up and bring you home. You don't have to worry about parking your car. It is a great way to go. Here's a little side tip. If you're somebody looking for a side hustle, you just want to make a little extra cash on the side, you could be an airport driver. I know a lot of people who do that, and that's their pocket money that kind of supplements their retirement spending. So there's your tip for the day on how to make money, how to travel easily, and how to pick the best part of the state that you want to live in. Say hello to my little friend. I don't know if you could see him or not, if we can get him in the shot. This is a Gila Monster slide here at the Carefree Playground. Really kind of a fun little place to bring your grandkids if you retire in Carefree, or if you just want to come up here for a day. There's a really cool English rose tea room where you can go have a ladies' tea. That's a fun place to bring out-of-town guests. Today, we've got a really cute little farmer's market going on, and that's always a fun thing to do. So just a cool place if you live here, or if you live somewhere else and you want to just explore new territory here in Arizona. Carefree and Cave Creek are really cool places. So back to our video topic. What I want to tell you is the key things that we've talked about today: where you're going to live, where you're getting your health care, and where you're going to travel to and from is super important. You guys know I tell you all the time, it's not just about the house. Don't just focus on the real estate. I can take care of that for you, but there's other things that we have to factor into your equation. My team and I serve as retirement advisors for your retirement life. I know you've got a financial planner, but you also need a retirement life advisor. That's where we come into play. So feel free to give me a call at the number below on the screen or send me an email. Let's set a time to talk about your unique situation and see how we can help you get to this fabulous state of Arizona.